The spokesperson (PDP Presidential Campaign Council) Daniel Bwala said Tinubu's victory is invalid because it does not meet with the provisions of the Electoral Act. Please guys, watch the video. Do not forget to like, share and leave your comments. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Charles. The grounds are contained in Section 134, and we build around that. Number one, that the respondent, in this case, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, his election is invalid by virtue of the fact that the election, there is no compliance with the provisions of the Electoral Act. We also argued that the election is invalid because of corruption and corrupt practices. We also brought another ground that he did not score the majority of the lawful vote cast. And then the fourth one, we also said at the time he was declared the winner, he did not qualify. In all of those, we have evidence to prove, we have facts to support. And of course, if you want me to go ahead and embellish that, I'll go ahead and do that.
But I mean, given what you've just said, Daniel, how confident are you that the judiciary, which is an institution of state that many see as a cooperating part of the national establishment, will be allowed to do its work independent of interference from politicians who may want to bring it on side? I mean, you are a lawyer yourself, of course.
Right. So I have absolute confidence in judicial process, but whether this judiciary will deliver as rightly captured in your question when you say whether they will be alive. So this is outside of the precinct of the judiciary. I hold the view that naturally the penchant of this APC and the government and the history suggests that they will not want to allow them to be independent in the delivery of justice in this matter. They have shown that pre-election, during election, and after election. You have heard the president of the country saying most recently that the election of Tinubu has come to stay. It's not a code of law. And that kind of statement can be deemed as preemptive to the court and preemptive to the outcome. But this is my confidence, Mr. Charles. Similar scenario happened in two countries, one in Malawi, the second one in Kenya. We have a lot of things in common with Kenya because Kenyatta Uhuru at the time was very brutal. He tried to intimidate the judiciary. He tried to intimidate the masses. In fact, there was a report that said about 1,600 people were killed by law enforcement through various abuses and violations of human rights. But at the end of the day, the Supreme Court of Kenya stood their ground and delivered because of this one thing, that there was a global eye on the judiciary in Kenya. This is where you look at Africa and you see the recent development that tells you that the world is beginning to see the threats that democracy faces and now realizes that for the democracy to thrive, it is not just a one-man show. It's not even a national show. There has to be a global consensus to ensure that in every country, they not only abide by their electoral laws, but where there is adjudication, the courts in those countries must dispense justice without interference. That is my confidence.